Could you tell us a little about yourself? Where are you from? What are your interests and passions, and how did you get to where you are today?
So I was raised in Jamaica before coming to the US. I actually went to NYU, in New York. And I now call Philadelphia home. My passion is essentially to have a positive impact on those around me. And it continues, it's why I started Xponance, and it continues to be a driving force in my career and personal life.
As we know, historically, financial and investment services have been overwhelmingly white and male dominated. As a woman of color, what prompted you to start Exponents?
Well, my path to start in Xponance was strongly inspired by my early career as chief investment officer of actually Philadelphia in the late 80s, early 90s. And back then, I was often one of the few women in the room, and almost certainly the only Black person in the room. And there was very little gender or racial diversity at senior investment positions. And the investment firms that were presented to me were remarkably homogeneous. Coming from Jamaica, where I was used to seeing men and women of color leading in both the business and political spheres, quite frankly, this seemed rather odd to me. I just believe that the homogeneity of the investment pool actually inhibited my performance. And it was so for me, it wasn't just a social justice issue, it was a performance problem. It's also why the mission of Xponance is to generate alpha through access, and more specifically, investment excellence from diverse professionals.
I wanted to shift a little bit into kind of the core of what we do, which is responsible investing. It's a top priority for our clients, therefore, a top priority for us as an organization. What are the ways that Exponents incorporates and delivers on environmental, social, and governance factors?
Well, the first thing is we recognize that ESG is now germane to long-term financial performance, and that we believe strongly that companies that over time that implement best practices in these areas will outperform those that do not, both in terms of financial performance, but also in terms of their ability to attract the next generation of talent.
Well,
Yeah.
So, for our next question, I wanted to know what's the key differentiator? What sets Exponents apart from other asset managers?
Well, it goes back to the reason why I started the firm in 1996. We want to serve as a model for turning expanded access into investment alpha. And so for us, exceeding whatever the clients, assigned benchmark means more to us than just producing meaningful returns, but delivering broad benefits for all our stakeholders. So we measure our worth by the positive difference we can make from growing our clients' assets to seeding the next generation of diverse managers, and through our foundation, called the Good Measure, to empowering and training teenagers to become tomorrow's leaders.
We've just wrapped up Black History Month and we're now celebrating Women's History Month. Who are some Black figures and or women who have inspired you personally and professionally?
The figure I quote the most whenever I speak is Shirley Chisholm. Her motto and the title of her autobiography, On Bought and On Boss, kind of says it all. And it illustrates her outspoken advocacy for women and diverse people during her 7 terms in Congress. Her legacy was, I want to be remembered as a woman who dared to be a catalyst of change. And I think she lived up to that legacy.
Tina, it's been a pleasure to get to know you and get to know more about Xponance. We look forward to working with you on behalf of our clients as we continue to use our economic leverage to create a just world for all.
It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And if anyone has any questions, please feel free to contact us at 877-806-4989 or email us at info@ucfunds.org.